Jeez. What was the fun of it? You know, I'm sure at the beginning, like you said, you're bullheaded, you're young, you know, nothing can take you down. Was the just amount of fun you were having pushing down all the stress? Because like I'm a very high stress person. I can't imagine having a fucking ecstasy drug empire under me. Like, were you just always running through your thoughts like, oh my God, what if one guy flips and then it leads to this and then back to me and then I'm fucked? Like, were you constantly paranoid or just so wrapped up?
Okay, this journey, as you'll see with all journeys of people getting into the drugs game, has a cycle. The beginning is the fun, the glitz, the glamour. I'm throwing parties for up to 10,000 people out in the desert, got 4 stages, got DJs flown in from around the world, got my bouncers running around, armed to the teeth. I'm the man now. I'm Mr. Cool Guy. You know, women coming up, ravers, striptease dancers coming up all night long, thanking me for the pills, guys coming up, you know, giving me hugs, thanking me for the party. And that is just one big ego feed. Like I said, you know, my ego was as big as the Grand Canyon. But yeah, that was motivating me to keep doing it. The amount of, you know, knucky you get. My third wife she was doing lesbian internet porn when I met her. She was very intelligent. She had a degree from the university there in Tucson. And her thing was that women could join us sexually, give us both oral pleasure, but then the woman would have to leave and we would have full-on sex. And that even carried through until our wedding day. On our on our wedding day, we went to the Little White Chapel in Las Vegas, and on the way back, I think we were staying at Caesar's Palace. Someone on the strip just hands us one of those sleazy magazines. This is in the late 90s, and she's like, "I want to go to a brothel. It's my wedding day. I want to go to a brothel." So I'm thinking, who am I? Yeah. Who am I to stand in the way of my wife's wishes when my wife wants to go to a brothel on our wedding day? I've got to satisfy this demand. So I start calling the brothels in Las Vegas. I'm saying, look, me and my wife want to come over. And they're like, these are gentlemen's clubs. You can't bring your wife over here. That's not allowed. So I'm like, you know, going limp now, thinking this isn't going to happen. And she goes, she's getting more and more pouty. And then she goes, well, just call a woman out to the room. So I think the same thing's going to happen. I call a number in this magazine. I say, look, me and my wife want to, you know, my wife's bisexual. We want to be pleasured. Do you have a woman, you know, that fits this? Yeah, no problem at all. $150 for now. We'll send a woman right over. So we're in my wife's got lines of coke on a table because, you know, I had operations in Mexico. I was clicked up with Mexican cartel guys, clicked up with the New Mexican Mafia. I could get a kilo of cocaine for about $12,000, like pure slab, glistening with pearly iridescent cocaine, not the cut shit that you see on the streets of London and England.
Not the shit you have, Taylor.
Yeah, I've seen it. So my wife's cutting lines of coke. The escort shows up. My wife's like a Texas blonde. Escort is brunette in this like red outfit. And so she comes in and I say, here's what we want to happen. My wife wants to be pleasured orally. Then you're going to pleasure me orally. Then you're going to leave because we're going to have sex. It's our wedding day. It's like, cool, $150. We give it her. She goes, do you mind having a line of coke? We're like, okay. So she like makes this Master Blaster line of coke. We're like, hold on a minute. We're from Arizona. We're on the Mexican border. That's pure stuff. I can handle my shit. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so who was I to get in the way? She does this Master Blaster line. My wife's on the bed. She goes down on my wife. I'm watching this, getting turned on. Want to jump on, but I can't. You know, my wife set the rule that she gets pleasured, I get pleasured. Girl has to leave. We have sex. I'm abiding by that. But I'm getting really aroused watching this. Then that bit's done. The women jump up. the escort does another huge line of coke. So by the time I get on the bed, she's so high, she grabs my dick with this iron welder's grip. And she's giving it this on my dick. And I've got to hold on to my nut for my wife because it's our wedding day. I'm about to bust one. So I'm thinking like Pythagoras' theorem. I can see Margaret Thatcher. Blah, blah, blah. Anything possible. Try and make my dick go down. I'm just desperately holding on. And in the end, I had to stop it. And it's time now for me and my wife to consummate our wedding. But the escort, she jumps up, does more cocaine, starts to tell us her life story. And I felt really sad at this point. But my wife didn't. She pulls out a picture of a kid. She's like, I'm out here from Nebraska. I'm new to this. You know, I'm a single mom trying to make money for my kid, doing things that I don't, necessarily want to do. I think you guys are the coolest couple in the world. Why don't you take me back to Arizona? Can I come out clubbing with you guys tonight and all this shit? My heart's open, but my wife's just like getting furious. And she's just like looking at me. So in the end, the escort goes to the toilet. My wife says to me, do you want to get rid of her or should I? And in the end, I just said, look, I'll get rid of her. She goes, the whole point of calling escort eyes out, they fucking leave your room when the business is done, and this girl's never going to leave. So, okay. I said, all right. I'll politely get rid of her. I'll tell her we got to go clubbing, whatever. So that's what we did. And yeah, man, your question was, why was I involved in this drug empire? A motivating factor, if you're the party kingpin.
No, you've sold me. This sounds really dope.
Because, I had guys running the ecstasy through strip clubs, and I had striptease dancers running the ecstasy through strip clubs. So they get all the money then from the customers, and then they come to our after parties. So at these after parties, I'd rent like the villa, the Hilton Villas in Scottsdale for days on end. People be going around in roller skates and on bicycles, just naked. People putting, candle wax on each other. There'd be a jacuzzi on each end. And it was just a really good vibe. We had all these DJs in, never any violence. And you didn't even have to be having sex. People just being cuddle puddles, massaging each other's shoulders, doing the Vicks inhaler thing. Someone just touches your skin, you're on ecstasy, you almost have an orgasm.
What's the Vicks inhaler thing?
So when you're on ecstasy, your senses are heightened to a certain degree. And when you do the Vicks inhaler, it just goes throughout your lungs and you just like have this wave of bliss.
Huh.